guys, what is up, my team Little Reactions? I got my friend with me today. Hey, Yusuf.
Hey,
And today we are representing Michael Jackson, who died 10 years ago in 2009, June 25th, 2009, RIP, August 29th to June 25th.
RIP.
Yusuf, you recording it?
Yeah, no, first start.
So we're gonna wait on Yusuf to start recording.
Hey guys, today we're gonna be reacting to 14 Horror Stories anime compilation of 2015. I got my friend Jaden Pickens.
What's up, y'all?
And yeah, he recorded on his channel, so we finished looking at, when you finish watching mine, like, comment, and subscribe on us, please. And
Congratulations. And tell them about Michael Jackson today.
Oh yeah, and R.I.P. Michael Jackson. Today was the day he died. Today, 10 years ago. So R.I.P. Michael Jackson. But yeah.
But Michael Jackson, he used to kill those moves. Damn.
Yeah. You ready, Jay?
So 3, 2, 1.
I was looking for a car to buy for my son for his 18th birthday. I was searching all the typical car websites, cars.com, eBay Motors. They were all overpriced as expected. Craigslist was the only place to find an actual deal. About a week into my search, I found an 03 Toyota Camry. It had 67,000 miles, no accidents.
Y'all just have to go close the door real quick, but I'm back.
For only $3,500. This seems like a steal for such a reliable car with such low mileage. The seller lived about 10 miles from me, which was a reasonable drive when looking for a car. I gave him a call to set up a time to come check it out.
I did.
The man sounded normal on the phone. He assured me that there were absolutely no problems with the car. He introduced himself as Bob.
No.
I brought along $3,500 in cash, even though I planned on wiggling down the price as much as possible.
So yeah, we probably gonna go probably like the when it gets to in the middle.
15 minutes early. It was a tiny little house with a decent sized.
Cause we can't have it like 56 minutes now. I mean 53.
The garage was open, so
we don't do this.
To see if anybody was inside. But except for an unusual amount of car parts.
You stupid! Why would you walk over to the house?
The car was nowhere in sight. The only car on the property was an old pickup truck. I went over to the front door to check the house numbers. It was the right address. The doorbell button was missing, so I knocked on the front door. I knocked for
Why would you knock on the door?
I
wouldn't have left.
Deciding to give the man a call. So I dialed his number, and I heard the sound of a cell phone ringing from inside the house. I was extremely confused at this point. Now I knew I had the right house. I didn't understand why, if he was home, why he wasn't answering. I decided I had to take a peek through one of the windows to see if anybody was inside.
Dude, you stupid! Why would you do that?
Peering through the glass, I couldn't really see much as it was pretty dark inside the house. I saw a very old-fashioned dining room set, but across from that, I saw somebody standing at the back door of the house, staring outside. I figured that must have been Bob, so I knocked on the window, but he didn't even move. There was no gate or anything to the backyard. It was just a wide-open yard, since this wasn't a rural area.
Why would you knock on the window?
I simply walked around the house to the backyard.
Why would you go to the back?
I didn't understand how he couldn't hear me. When I got to the back door, I made a shocking realization. The figure standing by the door was a taxidermied human being.
Oh!
I ran straight back the way I came and back to my car. I looked up one last time before driving off. The blinds to the window I had peeked into had been shut, but I could see two of the blinds bent open. Somebody was at that window watching me. You can probably guess I had the gas pedal to the floor the whole way home. The whole situation still makes no sense. All the car parts, the fact that there was no Toyota Camry, the taxidermied human being. The fact that there was no car there leads me to believe that whoever that man wasn't planning on selling me anything. And that also leads to the disturbing thought that I was very close to becoming a lifeless statue staring out that man's back door.
spread it. Vintage SX. What is about porn?
I was on tour trying to find some really deep websites.
Oh,
I was in
real
chat
deep.
room
You know what
where
I mean?
people normally shared links to deeper websites and weird pictures and videos, commonly illegal pornography. Some guy named Vintage XXX posted a link without describing what it was. I clicked on it, and it took me to a black screen where a big video box eventually popped up with a play button. The video thumbnail was a dark room, only lit by a TV screen. Out of curiosity, I clicked play, and began to hear the sound of TV static in the background, as lines of static slowly
I got my
spread
door
out
closed,
the video
Yusuf.
screen. There was
I
no
got my door
speed bar on this
closed.
video. Then, I noticed something slowly begin to emerge from behind the wall.
Oh no.
It was a figure dressed in all black with some kind of black mask on as well.
That looked like Michael
I
Myers.
started to suspect it was a jump
Y'all
scare
used to
video.
tell me that looked like
and
Michael
I
Myers
thought I was
standing in the
right
doorway.
when the figure leaped out and ran to the screen in less than a second. It still got me, even though I was expecting it. But then it got strange. The person had their face in front of the screen, slowly moving around as if he could see me and was observing me. Then I heard a crackly, demonic voice say something. It came from the video. It repeated itself, and I could make the phrase out to be, "Ask me something." I was really confused. I tried typing something, but there was nowhere to enter text. Then he said, "No, not the keyboard. Say something." I felt my heart punch the inside of my chest as he said this. I opened my mouth and mumbled the words, "You can hear me?" It responded with, "Yes."
He said, all you gotta do is just close your laptop. That's all you gotta do.
Video. I pressed pause, but it didn't do anything. He said, "Don't try to leave. I want to talk." I tried moving the mouse to the exit button, but the mouse was frozen. In fact, none of the keys were responding on my keyboard. There was a long moment of silence before my webcam began flashing as if it were on, and my face popped up on the screen. "There, I got a picture of you now. Now just hang on while I get your address, and then we can meet." I started to panic, smashing every key on the keyboard, spazzing the mouse, but it did nothing. I had my finger on the power button, but it also didn't do anything. The computer wouldn't turn off. The voice was saying crazy things like, "You're stuck here. I will find you. Don't even bother." I snatched the screwdriver sitting on my desk, unscrewed the 4 screws on the bottom of my laptop, and took out the battery.
Really,
The
nigga?
computer finally turned
Really?
off. I was gasping for air as if I just ran a marathon. My heart was pounding 5 times as fast as it should have. I have since left my laptop off after that, and have resorted to using my desktop as my main computer. I'm sure by now nothing will happen. He definitely didn't have enough time to get my address.
Oh no.
The idea for a song or a sound can really come.
Jaden!
It was very common for me to be home alone at night, as I only lived with my dad, and
Huh?
Pause it.
I did.
What number you on?
707.
Alright, let me go to 707 because the ad had popped up. Bro, that's scary, boy.
Just to close your door, that's cheating.
That ain't cheating.
No, we can't be exposed to no light. Only but darkness.
That's too scary, man. You got a light right there. You cheating too.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Right there.
Where?
Look up.
It just probably look like it's a lot of light. It's not that much light.
Alright, come on.
Okay, 3, 2,
Wait. You said 707?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
His shifts would constantly shift from days to nights. This happened around the time my dad was doing night shifts. I would stay up really late
Sorry,
on
y'all,
these
this is
nights
taking a
watching
long time.
movies. It's always taken me a long time to fall asleep, so after turning off the TV to go to sleep, I probably laid there for a good half hour. Then, I heard a toy fall over in my toy closet.
Ooh.
It
Dang,
was
that's
nothing
sad.
too suspicious, but it still creeped me out. But then, the doorknob to my closet started to wiggle, until finally unlocking the door. I hid under my covers, not making a sound. It was strangely quiet for a good 2 minutes, so I finally peeked my head out of the covers. There was a figure standing next to my bed, looking down at me. I
Balls!
screamed at the top of my lungs and began hugging the wall behind me.
Now I gotta do
The
20
figure
push-ups
looked out the
now. Oh
window
my
and then just
gosh.
walked away out of the room. I stayed in that position for like
You
an
heard
hour
me,
before
Yusuf?
checking if he was really gone.
You heard
The
me?
front door was
Now I gotta
left
do 20
wide
push-ups
open,
now.
so it
Whoever
seemed
gets
he had
scared
left.
first, they gotta do 20
I
push-ups.
didn't get a minute of sleep that night.
Yes, I ain't get scared.
But if you get scared on the next one, you gotta do 20 push-ups.
Yeah. That was scary.
This story is from the point of view of a 16-year-old girl. I used to have a boy living next door to me that was obsessed with me. His name was Joey. Every time I would go outside, Joey would come outside as well, as if he were watching me through his windows, waiting for me.
He be looking like
He
trying
was
to fuck.
17 and very weird. He didn't seem to have any friends, as he was always home. I tried to give every sign possible that I didn't like this guy, but he wouldn't get the message. So I had to finally just tell him one day that I don't like him and to leave me alone. The look on his face that day is something that won't leave me. It was the kind of angry look a toddler gives their parents when they can't have a toy. Coming from a 17-year-old, that's much more disturbing. One night, my parents left me to watch the house.
Why would you be that mean to
I
him
was
though? Now
working
if
on
you
a
kill,
school
if you
project
kill your
when
ass, you can
I
get
felt my
mad.
bed shift a little bit. I looked under my bed.
Oh!
I screamed as I saw
You
Joey
got scared,
under
see?
my bed.
You gotta do 20 push-ups
I
now.
ran away while he tried to crawl out from under my bed. I ran to his house and rang
We
the
gotta
bell
merge
at
the
least
videos
10
together
times,
though,
telling his
so we
parents
can
about it when
show
they
us doing
opened the door.
push-ups.
Joey
So
never
put it on
came
your
out of my
outro.
house, so I called the police.
My battery
His
low.
parents begged me not to, but I ignored them. The police found
Y'all, we'll be right back. Guys, we are back. I got my friend Yusuf back again. Y'all, we started this taking a long time. It says that, so we're gonna start in 3,
Hold up.
3, 2, 1.
him still in my room and arrested him. Apparently, he admitted this wasn't the first time he had hid under my bed.
The
They
first, not
also
the
found
first time.
pictures of me scattered across his room. The most disturbing one was of me sleeping, and it was taken from inside my room.
You know what he did with that picture, Yusuf? Don't. You know what he did with that picture? Don't.
Working the night shift always sucked.
Oh,
work in an
I watched
office
this one before.
building
This
and
shit is
constantly
scary as
do the
hell.
night shifts since it was the only time it would work out for me. I was just about always the only person on the
Well, probably
floor
like
I
3 more
worked on,
episodes though.
possibly in
Like
the whole building. There would always be a kind of eerie feeling to being in such a big building with most of the lights out and absolutely no one around. But on the upside, it was peaceful and less stressful, and I was able to get a lot of work done. There was this one night, though. It was a Friday night, around 2 in the morning. I was typing away on my keyboard when I heard a noise from outside my cubicle. It sounded like just a random crack from the walls or something. It's unusual in this
There ain't no
building,
random
but
crack
I
from the
didn't get too
walls.
concerned about it. I resumed typing away and was once again interrupted by a sound. This time, the sound of a computer starting up. It caught me off guard. I was sure nobody else was working the night shift. I stood up on my chair to get a view over the cubicle walls. The glare of a computer screen in the dark was visible in a cubicle on the opposite side of the room. Then I did something stupid, something I regret. I asked if there was anybody there in a yell,
You
hoping to get
stupid.
an answer from a fellow employee. But instead, I saw the glaring light of the computer monitor across the room turn
Yusuf, why
off,
would he
and there
scream?
was once again nothing but darkness on that side of the room. I started getting nervous. I turned off the lamp and computer screen so that I wouldn't give away my
Bruh.
position to whoever that was. I crouched down and tiptoed out across to a nearby cubicle. There was just utter silence. I sat waiting for something to happen for God knows how long, but I eventually decided the coast was clear. I tiptoed down past all the cubicles until I reached the opening near the exit door to the stairs and elevators, and that's when I realized that my fearful suspicion was true. There was a man crouched down behind a plant in the corner of the room, dressed in all black.
Oh,
I felt my heart sink as I noticed him.
you
But
got
it didn't
scared
seem
again,
like
didn't
he
you?
knew that I noticed him.
No.
I turned back to the stairway door. There was no way I was going to wait for the elevator and take a chance. I casually opened the door and closed it behind me, proceeding to walk down the stairs. After making it down about 2 flights of stairs, I heard the door above me push open aggressively, followed by manic, echoing footsteps coming fast down the stairs. I raced down the stairs, running as fast as I could, all while the footsteps above me were getting louder. I finally made it to the first floor, raced through the lobby, and out the front door. Whoever was in there didn't follow me. I immediately called the cops, along with one of my bosses. My boss said no one was scheduled to work except for me. The cops scanned the place from top to bottom. There was no one in there. I couldn't help them out with any description other than he was wearing all black. I did continue to do the night shift for about a week after that, with my boss allowing me to lock all possible entrances to the floor, including the elevators. But I still wasn't comfortable with it, so ever since, I've been doing the day shifts.
Dang. 2 more episodes.
Yeah, 2 more episodes, y'all.
It's been 16 minutes.
I used to pause it real quick. We got the pizza guy. Okay, we at 1326.
Come on, Paul. Alright, you said what time we at?
1326.
Stop, bro. I'm watching scary videos today, bro. You scared?
This nigga want to get killed.
What the fuck?
Oh God, that's funny. Y'all don't know. You don't know how much I have to do with these two. I swear. Oh, we'll be right back. So y'all, we are back. I know y'all heard that noise. And that was my. That's just sick. So we had 1326. Why you say like that? We watching scary videos with Jaden, man. Come on, just leave me alone. He grabbed you.
Alright, I'm ready.
So 1326. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. The pizza guy.
This happened 4 years ago when I was still in high school. I was told to do my last delivery of my shift. I got in my car,
Oh, I
which
saw
was a
this one, bro.
1999
I think I
Camry,
did.
perfect for delivering pizzas. I GPSed the address on my phone. I live upstate in the country, so all pizza deliveries were long drives. I remember the sun was starting to set, so it was probably around 7 o'clock. I'd say after a good 15 minutes of driving through the foresty dirt roads, my GPS said I had arrived. It was an old little cottage-like house made almost entirely of wood.
What type of house
It was
is that?
sitting all by itself in the middle of absolutely nothing but forest. The lawn was completely unkept, as the grass was almost at knee height. I was used to this kind of thing, so I didn't think much of it. I took the pizza to the front door. There was no doorbell, so I knocked loudly on the door. Within 10 seconds, I heard the sound of footsteps hitting wood on the inside of the house. The footsteps made it to the door and stopped.
Oh no.
I started to feel uneasy. I got the feeling that I was being watched. And that's when I noticed there was a peephole in the door. "It's the pizza guy," I called out. I heard a low, harsh-sounding voice on the other side of the door, telling me to bring the pizza out back. I didn't like the idea of going back there. Something didn't seem right. "Are you sure, sir?" I called out. He didn't answer my question.
Like,
The sound of footsteps didn't move away from the door, so I had the feeling he was still watching me. I almost found myself walking back to my car, but I decided I didn't want any trouble with my boss. The last time I brought a pizza back, he gave me attitude, so I reluctantly walked through the uncut grass and around the small house to the back. I remember there was a shed and a little patio back there. In the patio, there was a table with 4 chairs surrounding it. In one of the chairs, facing away from me, I saw the head of somebody sitting in the seat. I began walking over and said, "Excuse me," but the person didn't even move an inch. "Excuse me," I said again louder. Then from behind me, I heard, "Psst, over here." I turned around to see a man poking his head out from the corner of the house, looking at me with a crazed smile. "Come over here, I want to show you something." I freaked out, turned around, and ran around the house in the opposite direction, back to my car,
Is that
for
the
some
Grudge?
reason still
What the
holding
hell?
the pizza. I got in my car, started it, and got away from there. On my way back to the pizzeria, I pulled over to the side of the road and called the police. Eventually, I was informed that there was no sign of anybody having been in that house for a long time. I quit my delivery job a few days after that. I have no idea what would have happened to me had I gone up to that man, but to this day, I still wish
y'all,
I
we
just
still
turned
doing the
my
reaction.
head
Just
to
it was just
see or what
the
was
call
in that
ended,
patio
so I was
chair.
still doing the reaction. Yusuf, did you see? Did you see that Grudge chick? Oh, look at that picture. Look.
I'm on 1608. Go back to 1608.
I already did the video part already. Go pause it. Go to 1646. You want there?
Alright.
3, 2, 1. Look at that.
Oh no.
That boy just broke his neck. That bitch broke his neck.
It was during a blizzard in Valley Stream.
Yusuf, have you ever watched this episode before this part?
$250 to watch some couple's kid while they went away for the weekend. His name
Probably
was
we could do
Matthew.
like one more if it's short.
This took
If
place
the
on
next
the
one's
first
short,
night,
we'll
which was
do
a
it.
Friday night. Matthew was already supposedly asleep while I was in the living room watching a movie. I got a knock at the door and looked at the clock. It was close to midnight. There was no way I was opening it. Not even 10 seconds later,
Nigga, what the hell?
I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily banging on the door, telling me
Nigga,
that
my door like they didn't get shot.
I
Don't
felt
do
like
that.
my heart was about to stop. I took a peek through the blinds, and there was somebody standing right on the other side of the window.
Ooh.
I fell back in fear, and after managing to get back on my feet, I ran to the kitchen phone first thing to call the police. They said because of the weather, it could take a while for an officer to get here. I was told to take the child and hide somewhere until an officer arrived. They wanted to keep me on the line, but I wasn't thinking clearly in the heat of the moment and hung up. However, it wasn't until I ran through the living room that I realized
That's
the
messed up.
banging had stopped. I took a second peek through the living room window. Nobody was there now.
Oh.
I heard the sound of glass shattering from a few rooms over. My knees started to feel weak as I realized they had just broken the window and were about to climb into the house. I had to run and get Matthew. I couldn't just leave without him. Of course, when I got upstairs, there was no time left to run back downstairs.
It really wasn't.
As I already heard footsteps and laughter coming from downstairs. I covered Matthew's mouth with my hand as I ran with him into his toy closet. A few minutes dragged on to what felt like half an hour as we sat there in the dark closet. Matthew began to squeal as footsteps on the carpet reached the outside of his bedroom door. There was more than one person. They came inside. There weren't many places to hide in this room. I was actually reflecting on my whole life, so sure I was gonna die.
That's
We
messed
heard
up.
the sound of a police siren outside, even from in the closet. And then I heard one of the men in the room mutter, "Oh shit." I opened the door back up as I heard at least 3 pairs of footsteps hurriedly rushing
finished the
down the
video?
stairs.
Yeah.
They didn't get
I'm gonna keep on
far,
recording.
as the police later found their footprints in the backyard, leading to our shed.
So y'all, this is
There
the
were
last
5
one.
men in total, and they were all arrested. Without him, there's no time left to run back downstairs.
Y'all be right back. I gotta go pause this.
I covered Matthew's mouth with my hand as I ran with him into his toy closet. A few minutes dragged on to what felt like half an hour as we sat there in the dark closet. Matthew began to squeal.
You said you was recording still. I'm about to start. I paused it though. Oh yeah, I'm back. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this scary reaction to I just had to go turn on my light. I hope y'all enjoyed the scary reaction. I'm gonna merge the video together showing me doing push-ups today. So bye guys, love you and peace and deuces out. Have a nice day. It's RP to Michael Jackson. Y'all, we about to do the push-up. 20 push-ups right now. Because we did try not to laugh not try not to laugh. I try not to laugh. Try not to get scared challenge with Yusuf. Cause both of us gotta do 20 push-ups, so let's get right into this. I didn't mean to say I messed up the first time, so that's the reason why I had to redo this video. This merged video. So let's do this. 20 push-ups. I'm gonna do 21. I'm gonna go up to 22 push-ups for Michael Jackson. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We did 30 though. So bye guys, love you and peace. I'm sorry that it probably didn't look real. So bye guys, love you and peace and deuces out.
I'm so in love with you.